trying to eat under my bed. I don't got no food under there. I don't got no food under there.
Okay.
2, 1, let go! Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up.
What's up, Sunshine Nation? It's your girl Amoy, and I am back here today with another video for y'all. Yeah. Okay. So I did a poll on my Insta story the other day, and I wanted to ask, y'all what I should post. Y'all, Sunshine Nation is growing good because, I just been wanting, people to get introduced to, this ray of sunshine. And, my gang behind me, Sunshine Nation, how we coming. We coming strong to blow all this negativity out. Period. Okay. What we talking about today is battling depression. How did it start? Like, I can't even begin to tell y'all. Like, I was young, y'all. I was young. But it's probably like into elementary, going into middle school. So it all started out like, I was a normal child. I went outside, played around a little bit. I got, picked on or whatever, bullied, whatever you want to call it, about my weight. But I have always been chunky. Like, I put some pictures on the screen. When I first was hearing it, like, it used to get on my nerves or whatever. And I'd be like, man. So I try to wear, like, bigger jackets and, stuff like that. So nobody couldn't really tell, that I was bigger than what I was. And I try to wear stuff that made me look, like, skinnier, basically. And, nobody noticed this. Nobody even noticed this. Like, I hid it so well. It's like every time, and then, like, at that age, I didn't know how to express my feelings. So even if somebody did ask me, I don't think I would have been able to tell them, like, what it was. Like, I could tell them how I was feeling, but, I didn't know what it was called then. And so, but yeah, so, as I got older, I started, like, snapping back on people. But, like, oh, you fat. And so I just hit them back with, like, okay, but you ugly. Like, and I started saying stuff like that. Like, I basically defended myself. And now, like, when I look back on it, like, I didn't even have to stoop down to their level. But, I was just so tired of hearing it all the time. So it's like every time somebody said something about it, I got defensive. It's like I built the defense mechanism to it. Because, so, like, every time somebody say something, I'd be like that. Like, okay, and, like, I get defensive, basically. So when I got in high school, it wasn't that bad. I still suffer from it, a little bit. I used to write little, I write, like, little suicide notes to my mom. And, like, it was basically me expressing, how I was feeling. And, I don't think no mother wants to, think about their daughter as, like, sick, because you're sick when you're depressed. So I think she kind of, like, built up a defense mechanism to, like, shut that down anytime any talk about suicide, any of that, came up. And so it's like I was trying to, let it out and talk to somebody about it, but and that's the only way I could do it, through writing. That's why I journal still to this day. Like, it helps a lot. But that's the only way how I could talk about it. And it's crazy because, like, when I give her the notes, she'll read it and she's like, well, you're going to the crazy house. I'm seeing you there. Since you want to keep talking about you want to kill yourself. That's what crazy people do. You ain't crazy. If my mama could understand me, then who could? You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, all right, well, I'm crazy. That's just something that I got to deal with. And it's crazy, like, because now, like, it didn't really get bad until it was really bad in, like, that elementary middle school phase when I was, talk about, you know, I want to kill myself and stuff. But, you know, it kind of like eased up a little bit, like in middle school, you know, high school, because I started finding people to, you know, talk to, you know, friends, you know, how that goes. But even then, like, you know, if I was sad, none of them could tell. Like, maybe a few of them, but none of them could really tell, you know, that I was really hurting on the inside. And it's just crazy because, you know, if your friends and your family and, like, you know, people who say they care about you, if they did, you know, they would care about your mental health. Like, people dismiss it, like, and we need to, you know, acknowledge it and focus on mental health, because if we don't, like, you know what I'm saying, we just gonna walk around, you know, on self-destruct, basically, because mental health can kill you. You can really die from, like, you can just stress your body out so much that your body just can't take it. Like, stress is not good. Like, if something is causing you stress, if it's toxic, you know, let it go. Like, sometimes, I know it's hard, but, you know, you have to forgive people even when they don't apologize. And I felt like I had to do that recently with, you know, what happened at camp, because those people chose to treat me like that. But, you know, I couldn't let that keep me upset forever. So I had to, you know, forgive them, even though I've never gotten an apology. Yeah, so, like, fast forward all the way up until my college years. Like, when I was a freshman in college, which was 2016, 2017, I decided to, you know, go to college. You know, what every person does, well, most people do after they graduate, because they think it's the right thing to do. You know, so I was so stuck on, like, you know, pushing myself. Like, I've always been hard on myself on academics. So I was forcing myself, like, you gotta find a school to go to, because if you wait a year, you know, you're not gonna go. And, like, then, you know, you just gonna be like, you know, everybody else. And you want to be different, you know, you want to stand out. Like, everybody else, like, you know, work, got a job, you know, pay bills, that's it. Like, I wanted to live that college life, like, go to school, you know, get involved, you know, and just really, you know, come back, like, on businesswoman type stuff. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And so I was like, you know, I gotta go to school, So I ended up going to, a college in Florida. And, you know, I'm from Georgia, born and raised. And so I ended up going all the way to Florida. And it was, you know, next to Tampa. So that's like, what, 6 to 8 hours. And, you know, I was far from home. You know, I could have been homesick. That could have played a factor into it. But, you know, it was just like the mind games, like, that I would go through, you know what I'm saying? And, like, it's just crazy because, like, the one person that I thought I had in Florida, you know, to help, you know, make sure, you know, I'm okay, was the main person who initiated me cutting myself. But then again, like, well, when people show you who they are, you just gotta believe them. You just gotta believe them. You can't, you know, you can't keep trying to make excuses for them. And, like, I love this person. I do. I really do. But, you know, I just gotta love them from a distance, because some of the stuff, you know, that they did, you know, it just showed me, you know, their character, who they are. And so, you know, I tried to talk to them one night. This is when, like, I really knew, like, you know, I was depressed. And, you know, I was suicidal, like, till to this day. Because I thought, like, you know, I thought it was just like, you know, you get sick, you know, you feel better. So I thought, like, you know, it just went away. But I don't know what came over me. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it was just like, I don't know. I would just have my moments where I would just break down. And, you know, I know it's normal to an extent, but mine was happening like too much. And I was like, this not normal. So I started researching, like, why am I always breaking down? And, like, it led me to, like, me having, some of the symptoms that I didn't even know because of depression, yeah. And so I just, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I would always take walks when it happened, though. Like, I would just walk around campus late at night, like, when everybody was asleep. So, you don't have to worry about those people, hey, you okay? Hey, what you doing? Trying to talk. And then, nowadays, sometimes, when your friends or, the people who you hang around, they want to talk about, themselves all the time. And you're just like, okay, well, I want to be a good friend and listen to you. But, I'm going through my own stuff right now. Like, but I didn't know, how to tell people that. I would always put myself on the back burner because I'd be like, okay, well, I'm a good friend. I'm just going to be there for them. Because, I want them to be there for me like that. So, I treat people how I want to be treated. And that's just how I do. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, yes, I can be petty. I can be childish. We all have our ways. Like, nobody's perfect. But, for the most part, I treat people how I want to be treated. Like, and that's why people, like, always, thought of me as, like, nice. So, I was outside one day. And I was sitting by the little fountain we had, and I think I was like, I didn't want to go to dinner with the person who I was talking about earlier. I think I was like, I don't want to go to dinner, and so they went to dinner by themselves. And I just was out there thinking, like, why am I on this earth? Like, I don't know, I was really questioning my existence. Like, I felt like I wasn't, doing enough. Like, I felt like I wasn't making an impact. I wasn't where I needed to be at that time of my life. I felt like I should have been further than what I was. And, I was just lost, confused, getting through life, basically. And, some people they don't have none of these symptoms. Like, they don't suffer from nothing like this. And so those people, like, I can't even, like, get mad, like, if they comment something, well, why didn't you just do this? Because if you haven't been through it, you can't, I feel like you just can't speak on it. Like, yeah, you can give your perspective and your opinion, but I feel like you don't have the right to make judgment calls on anybody because you don't know what it feels like because you haven't been through it. And so I was just, sitting there, like, breaking down, as always. And so I was like, well, since I always talk about, killing myself and stuff like that, I was like, maybe I should try to talk to somebody. And so the closest person that I had that I thought was going to be down for me, have my back, be there for me, like, mentally and emotionally at that time, just let me go. Like the girl in Titanic, when she let him go. I'll never let go, but she let go. She let go, didn't she? And he just jerked off into the... That's how I felt. When I tell y'all the conversation that took place, that's how I felt when it happened. And so, they came up to me and was like, what you doing outside, and stuff like that. And, it's kind of hard to tell people about it anyways. I tried to, say it the best way I could. And, I think I was just like, I feel like I'm depressed, and sometimes I feel suicidal. And I think, those were my exact words or something, around that nature. And, you know, their response was, you're not going to kill yourself, because if you really wanted to, you would have already done it, and you wouldn't still be talking about it. After that, I sat there in my mind and said, what the heck? Like, did they really just tell me that? Like, do they not know, you know, how deep that just cut me? Oh my gosh. I just like, I sat there. I didn't even think I really much said anything. And I think as soon as, you know, they left or whatever, because I think they went somewhere. They always ask me if I want to go somewhere for them. But maybe that's my fault. Maybe I should have, you know, stood up to them then. But I don't think I could have, because I couldn't even face my own demon. So, you know, how could I do theirs? Did I go over that hurdle when I haven't even finished this one in front of me? That's how I felt. And I knew that, like, it was going to be a big thing. So I never, you know, spoke on it. Until now. And so, you know, if they watch this video, you know, I just want you to know, you know, I do still love you. You know, I do. But it's just certain things, you know, you did. And, you know, it just made me realize I had to love you from a distance. And, like, I'm going to forever love you, you know, and I always, you know, be there, you know, because that's just the type of person I am. Yeah, and I'll support you, you know. I want everybody to do well in life. It just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say this. I don't know what it was, but they had so much, you know, control over me mentally. Like, I don't even know how. Like, now I just be like, wow, like, I'm so glad, you know, I'm out of that space. You know, I've grown past that. You know, that's not me anymore. But I was just like, wow, like, I was bamboozled. And so they left and went somewhere, and I was so angry. I went up to my dorm room. You know, if somebody seen me on the way, you know, every time somebody see me and, you know, they would speak, you know, I'd be like, hey, and, you know, I give a little smile, you know, and, you know, I guess you could say I was faking it, but I mean, that's just what I felt like I had to do at the time, because if I didn't fake it, you know, people are going to ask me. And I can't just open up and tell everybody that, because everybody's not going to understand it. Everybody's not going to, you know, want to help me get through that. And it takes a lot to really, you know, stick by somebody, like a friend, a loved one, family member, anything. Like, if they're going through something like that, like, it takes a lot to stand by them, because it's not an easy process. And so, you know, it just shows you, you know, who pays attention to, you know, the little things you do. So I went up to my dorm room, and I got on my bed. I made sure nobody else was in the room, because the way the dorms were set up, it was 4 people in the room. So I just, you know, found the sharpest thing that I could find, which was scissors at that time. And I just scratched as hard as I could. Like, I just, with the scissors, like, I don't even know. I don't know if it was because I prayed. I don't even know if I prayed. I don't even know. I just remember cutting. And then after that, I don't even remember what happened. I think I just cried myself to sleep, because I don't even remember nothing after that. And, you know, I felt like bad about it, because, you know, my mom, you know, she's been there for me more, you know, as I'm getting older, you know, where I could talk to her, you know, type stuff. And, you know, I told her, you know, how I felt, and I sent her the picture of what my arm looked like when I finished. And she was like, why would you do that? You know? But I don't think it was so much anger. I think it was more so disappointment. And I mean, what parent would, you know, want to, you know, hear that from their child or see that they did that to themselves? Like, dang it. I don't think no parent ever wants to see that. But I just y'all got a new puppy for Christmas. Show him to Sunshine Nation. His name is Brownie. Brownie, say hey, Brownie. Hey, Brownie. But I've always wanted a dog. I finally got one. And I'm 20 years old. Well, that's crazy. I don't even know what I told her. You know, I probably just told her, you know, I'm okay. You know, I just felt like that last night. I don't know what it was, but I'm okay. Like, and that's what I started to tell everybody. I'm okay. And when I was by myself, I would just, you know, meditate, cry, you know, get my thoughts together. And, you know, I don't know. Our minds, it's just crazy. Like, how can we, like, you know, make ourselves feel like that? Like, why do we want to do that to ourselves? Like, and I also didn't like telling my mom about it as I got older, because I realized, you know, she'd be like, well, you know, do you want to give yourself a pity party? And that's just because of how she was raised. Like, she was raised to, you know, suck it up, you know, try again, you know, suck it up, keep pushing. Like, that's just how she was raised, and that's her mentality. And it just, like, at that time and point in my life, like, I couldn't just suck it up and keep it moving. Like, I needed to, you know, let that cry out. It's like, now that I know what it is, and I know that it's just my mind, I know that I could fight it. And so now I feel like I'm stronger than my depression is, because, you know, it tries to kick in, and, you know, I try to, you know, kick it out 10 times harder, you know. And it's like every one punch, you know, they throw, I have to throw two. And it takes a lot in me to, you know, sit there and be like, okay, this is just your mind, you know, you're okay, you're doing good in life, you know, I'm proud of you. If nobody else tells you, I'm proud of you. And it's just like I had to build that up. And I have some affirmations, you know, that I said, and, you know, that helped my confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, you know. And it just made me realize, you know, I'm here for a reason. And, you know, I'm human just like everybody else. And it's just something that some humans have to go through. And it's because of life. Like, life is just unexpected. And everything happens for a reason. And so, like, if you are going through something, you know, right now, music, I'm telling you, music helps so much. Like, it helped me that much. I love music. Music is my life now. Like, and it's always been growing up, but now I realize why. Because music speaks, you know, when you can. And it is so beautiful. Like, life is so beautiful, and, like, humans, you know, are beautiful. Like, our souls are beautiful. Like, it's just crazy, you know, we could go through so much, you know, be broken down, beaten, you know, all that. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're still rising, you know what I'm saying? And you're still fighting. You're here another day. Like, you haven't even seen the best part yet. Like, you haven't even seen it yet. Like, I'm here to tell you, on the other side, you know, some of us can't make it to that other side. Some of us get beat by our minds, and we end up, you know, really harming ourselves, and we're not here anymore. But some of us that made it to the other side, some of us, we're out here telling you guys, you know, there is a way, you know, there is a way out. Like, just tell yourself, tell your mind, get it in your head, you know, if you say it so much, you know, your mind will start believing it. So it's just whatever you feed in your mind is what you gonna, you know, hear all the time. So feed your mind positivity. Like with me, quotes, affirmations, you know, meditating, you know, journaling, music, like any outlet that you can use to get that out of you, like use it. Like, you know, everybody has their own niche, and you just have to really, you know, sit there with yourself and, you know, do research, find out what makes you excited and stuff like that. That's how you'll like fall into your passion. It starts off as a like, then it grows to a love, then it grows to your passion. And so yeah, that was my story on me battling depression then up until now. And I hope you liked this video. So if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying, y'all, I'm actually coming out with a couple channels too, so this y'all be interesting. So yeah, you know, stay tuned. Sunshine Exchange, you know, I'm coming. Like, this is my year to be consistent. Like, consistency is a must this year. So, you know, I'll be back to y'all shortly with another video. Peace out. Love y'all. Don't forget to be that red sunshine when there is any. Bye.
2, 1, let go. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up.